And really, one of the things that I always wondered about when people talk about young people in New Zealand, or the young people that we work with, disengaging from education, disengaging from something that's very important. It's one of the risk factors. They've got the education here, why aren't they accessing it? And looking at all that social stuff that's wrapped around them. But what we've found is once the young people have been in this program, and so it's not a sort of a 6-month, 3-month program, we're talking about a year to 18 months really, where they are working through and working with the group and individually, and sometimes with some family members or something like that. So it's sort of like an individual plan, but group as well. And then they get to a place, and then they start wanting to get educated, and they start wanting to look at employment. So that their heads they start looking up really rather than down, and I think that's key. So. And that's one of the great things about this program is it's not time limited. It's not a 3-month, 6-month program. It's 12 to 18 months really, and then I'm not putting a time frame. It might be shorter, it might be longer, but even it's always open. I was talking about our tough kids, our kids with the challenging behaviours. We can talk about a high and complex needs girl who has pretty much experienced everything that you would ever not want to happen to you, and in her life, from her family and things like that, but also within Child, Youth and Family in regard to the resources that were put in and how she's pushed back and all that kind of thing. So of course she was one of the first referrals. She would have been about 14 and a half, which is a tough age for girls anyway. There had some brilliant strategies around how to keep people away and how to ensure that she wasn't let down again, really. So I think she's a great example because she's still engaged.
When things go wrong, one of my staff has a phrase that reminds us all, where she says, "What's the point of difference? How can I react differently to how every other adult has acted in this young person's life?" Now that takes some very conscious and intentional thought grounded in social work practice to alter your default mechanisms when you're under real pressure, including from outside systems, to get different thinking. And I think that's where collaboratively we've been able to do different thinking of what's the point of difference that we can do differently.